My name is Claire. went to school here, and one day when the war's over, I hope to get married here. My boyfriend Barry joined the army quite early in the war. He was fighting in Singapore when the British surrendered in 1942. He was taken prisoner by the Japanese and is still a POW. I pray for him every night, and I pray that the Japanese look after their prisoners the way we do here in number 12 POW Camp Cowra. This wide, well-lit road through the centre is called Broadway, and this is no man's land, which forms another divider. The war has caused a terrible labour shortage, so battalions are released daily to work on the farms around here. Of course, that could never happen with the defiant, militant Japanese prisoners. Having resigned to die, a fanatical, bloodthirsty mood engulfed the Japanese camp. Finally, it was decided to attack the perimeter fence at 2 a.m. the following morning and to die in action with honour. Forks, spoons, baseball bats and firewood were to be used as weapons. The men were to attack at 3 points and carry blankets to cover the sharp barbs on the fences. At around 2 a.m, Navy pilot Tadeo Minami sounded his bugle, and 1,104 prisoners spilled from their huts, leaving behind burning blankets and clothes set to torch the buildings. 2 alarm shots were fired by a guard in Broadway. The main Japanese rush was directed at the unmanned Vickers machine gun, mounted on a trailer outside the perimeter fence. The attackers intended using it against the garrison. They were in a race against 2 Australian privates, Ben Hardy and Ralph Jones, wearing great coats over striped flannelette pyjamas and unlaced army boots. Waves of Japanese were clambering over the fence when Private Hardy opened fire. The Vickers left 23 bodies grotesquely draped on the barbed wire. 6 more were killed as they approached the 3rd fence, then 15 died trying to cross the last hurdle. It was a suicide charge. Private Hardy continued to rape the ground in front of him with fire as the POWs swarmed around the gun trailer. They were now too close for the unwieldy Vickers. "Get going, Ralph," Ben Hardy screamed at his number 2. Ralph Jones attempted to dive over the heads of the frenzied Japanese, but they caught him and clubbed him with baseball bats and stabbed him repeatedly. Hardy was disabling the Vickers as the rioters clubbed him to death and left him on the trailer floor. They then turned the gun around towards the garrison, but it wouldn't fire. Private Jones staggered 80 yards to the nearest hut. "They got us," he gasped, and fell dead. Neither Jones nor Hardy had fired a weapon in combat before. Private Charles Shepherd rushed from the guard room and was stabbed in the heart by a POW. He died instantly. Tadeo Minami, whose bugle signalled the attack, was among the group that broke through on Broadway. He took a bullet in the chest and fell into the gutter. He smoked a cigarette and then cut his own throat with a sharpened table knife. At dawn on the frosty morning of August 5, 1944, the counting began. But it would take days of searching the countryside before the full horrific tally would be known. And a 4th Lieutenant Harry Doncaster, an instructor at the military training camp, was stabbed and clubbed to death by a POW on the evening of August 5 while searching for escapees. Privates Hardy and Jones were each awarded a posthumous George Cross in September 1950 for outstanding gallantry against the fanatical Japanese. Fanatical Japanese. The sadness is that not all Japanese POWs were hardline fanatics. Many of the prisoners, such as Masaru Moriki, Marakuni Takahara, and Akira Kanazawa, the man who led the breakout, have since spoken out. One of them said that Cowra was where he learnt the essence of human life.
The Cowra community will never forget the tragic breakout, and there is much about our town that reminds us of the event, and also demonstrates the reconciliation that has taken place. The camp area is now a permanent heritage site. We have a Cherry Tree Avenue and an annual Cherry Blossom Festival. There is also the War Cemetery, where all Japanese civilian and military who died in Australia in World War II are buried, plus the Japanese Garden and Cultural Centre and the Seikei School Exchange Programme. On the pavement outside the Cowra Civic Centre is Australia's World Peace Bell, which is a replica of the one outside the United Nations headquarters in New York. Cowra remembers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I almost forgot to tell you about Barry. Well, he got married here in Cowra on the 24th of September 1949. To me. Our only wish now is to raise our 2 children in a world governed by peace and reconciliation.